Good morning, people. How are you today? You doing all right? So welcome to a new session. In previous sessions, we've been studying about Unit 1, which is living in a society, about short stories and in this case, some metalinguistic contents like review of the tenses, and also about some lexical contents like hold on, school and university. Let me show you something. I uploaded some stuff yesterday on uCampus, and I'll show you right away. It's a capsule basically, right here on files. It's like in this case, like asynchronic recording regarding in this case school and university, and also about in this case modal verbs, right? I also uploaded a couple of exercises here on enlaces regarding modal verbs so that you can check it out. We're not going to deal with that right now because we need to move forward, but I'm going to be uploading, all the contents on uCampus so that you can have a look at it, right? What else? Today we should be dealing with law and order on an English vocabulary in use, which is pretty much like the references for the lexical contents. And also we're going to deal with passive voice from, in this case, English grammar in use. And what else? It says, el chat dice, Valentina, thanks. You're welcome. All right. So let me check the contents for today from, in this case, English vocabulary use regarding law and order. Where is it? And maybe we can have a little discussion about it. We're going to be comparing, in this case, the concept of law and order here in Chile and versus the United States, UK, or maybe other countries, right? Hold on. Law and order. I had it right here, but now can't find it. Pages, delete, move, Instagram, crop page. Okay, no, forget about that. Yeah, these tools sometimes are kind of a viewer item. Fit, no, we're gonna put it 150 item. There you go. There you go. All right. The problem with this viewer is that it's kind of slow. All right, so como se me perdió, lo voy a buscar ahora de nuevo. Law and Order, chapter 80. All right, here we go. And I don't have the bar here on the right side, so I have to roll it down, and it's kind of, stupid. I can't find the bar here. It's gonna take 1,000 years. Uso el page tools y tampoco no me sirvió de nada. Panel. Okay. Oh, Y aquí esto no. No, a este lado ahora que me sirve. Aquí está. Okay, chapter 80. This is 94. 90. It's kind of tricky, this thing. 86. 82. Okay, 80 right here. There you go. Okie dokie. So, law and order, the police in this case. Oh my gosh, what a topic. You know what? The only thing I hope right now is that the in this case the convention can change once and for all. You know, wipe off, erase, delete Carabinero de Chile. I got family and friends who are carabineros, but you know, I really just hate the institution, and it's because it's a very old institution. I think it has like pretty much like 100 years, I guess. I don't know. It's totally outdated, totally old-fashioned. We need a new police, something which is, and the same with the army. You know, with the same with the armed forces. You need to pretty much like remake them, like a complete makeover. You know, extreme makeover. And it's because this is a different society, it's a different country, different generation. We cannot continue living in the 20th or the 19th century. It's absurd. You know, we need a new police, we need a new navy, a new army, a new air force. Only one hierarchy. You know, like it's stupid to have this hierarchy, which is you know, a one for officials and the other for sub officials, you know, like under in this case degrees, which are for poor people, and other, you know, higher ranks for rich people. I think stupid. It's segregatory. It's pretty much like an apartheid, an apartheid. But if it happens, you know, it happens. Like if you want to be an official, you need to pay for it, and you need to come from a good family. Like they have the right to search for your records, for your family, who your family is. It's like, what's wrong with that? So I mean, it's wrong. Actually, it's wrong to do that. In the United States, for example, they've been fighting to allow LGBT communities to be part of the army, no discrimination and stuff like that, which is okay. But it's really hard inside. You know, there's a lot of in this case let's say machism, but at the same time a lot of discrimination for people with different sexual orientation, different backgrounds, you know, racism, etc. So but in Chile it's pretty much the same thing, right? So well, let's talk about the police. We need a new police, absolutely. And with a different in this case different school, different philosophy, different perspective, you know, etc. I guess you got your own opinion about that. I'd like to hear it. You know, I'd like to hear your opinions about the police and the difference between our police and the American police, for example, British police, etc. I think that we need to change, in this case, the curriculum. You know, the syllabus in what we teach to our police, right? Hold on a second. Give me a second. All right, so if you get a comment or opinion about this, just type it or use the microphone. No problem. You can interrupt me anytime. All right. So what's the purpose of the police? Pretty much like I don't know, investigate. When it says when someone commits a crime, it says the police must investigate. And that's pretty much the PDI work in this country. But I find really stupid to have two different polices. It's like only one police, man. Just I don't know, just Policía Chile, and you just can't, like in this case, join pretty much the whole budget. Create only one police with one hierarchy, with ranks, but for everybody, not for rich people and poor people, uh, and really, uh, educate the candidates to become protectors of the people, not in this case the pretty much the executors. What else? Try to find out what happened, who's responsible. So somebody breaks the law and does something wrong, illegal, against the law. Yeah, and everybody knows that we need a certain, organization which can, or institution which can, in this case, protect the innocent, protect in this case, the weak, and the people in general. We know that. But we need to rethink, remake pretty much everything about, where does crime come from? Crime comes from poverty. If we kill poverty, if we can improve the quality of life for everybody in our country, we're going to pretty much end crimes. You can just check out Japan or Finland or any other country. Like if you provide quality education, you're going to pretty much eliminate crime. It's going to take long years, of course. Same with in this case, drug trafficking. It's addiction is a sickness. If we treat addicts like in this case sick people, we're not going to treat them like criminals, because they need help, they need treatment. It's a totally different perspective. Or for example, we know that in this case this drug lords, they're murderers, and that's pretty different. In this case, the drug cartel leaders are in this case pretty much like in this case criminals, of course. And it's different. We're not talking necessarily about drug addicts. We're talking about, in this case, negative leaders, and that's pretty different. All right. What else? If they find the person responsible for the crime, they arrest them. Yeah, we know that. Take them to the police station. At the police station, they question them. Yeah, supposedly ask them questions to find out what they know, and if they're sure the person committed the crime, the person is charged with the crime. Police make an official statement that they believe the person committed the crime. The person must then go to court for trial. That's pretty normal. Yeah, everybody knows that. It happens a lot that, for example, especially about the political environment in our country, that they just make up stories to blame innocent people. Like pretty much like the and it's really sad, how they just make up a case, inventing this, evidence, and just blaming young people so that they can go to jail because of political reasons. I just hate that. It happens a lot. Los montajes, it's just the makeup, just a lie. What else? The person must then go to court for trial. I absolutely agree with that. But that in this case, the punishment, or pretty much the consequence, should be proportional to the crime, to the offense, and many times it doesn't happen, like it's really important, and rich people just they go to ethics classes, and they have stolen billions of pesos, or they have, in this case, for bribery, for corruption. They just, they can do whatever they want, and they can be, in this case, trialed. They go to court, but they just obtain a very stupid, in this case, sentence. But for poor people, normally they go to jail, and for many years. Okay, let's check out the court. In this case, court, jury, judge, barrister, defendant. That's pretty much the British system, Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. All right. So in this case, the attorney is pretty much the lawyer. All right. We don't have a jury in our country. I think we should. Because that in this case, I think that delivers a popular perspective, in my opinion. Like it's not only about the perspective of a judge and the defendant, or in this case the accuser. In this case, I think the jury, which can be which should be impartial in this case, can pretty much deliver in this case a sentence, right, which is which can be, in this case, confirmed by the judge, right? So let me see. I'm going to ask one of you guys to help me with the reading. We got Fran, Valentina, Krishna, Aixa, Renata, Nayaret, Fabiana, Camila, Derek. Any of you guys would like to read this section, in court until decision? Anybody? From here to here. Are you alive? Maybe you're sleeping, I don't know. Okay, let's check out. Me metí recién, dice la Camila. That's okay. Se había dormido. Krishna, are you there? Krishna Peña? Are you with us in this dimension? In this world? No? What about Fran Andrea? Are you with us in this universe?
Yes.
There you go. Can you help us, please, with the reading? In court until decision?
Okay. In court, the person charged with the crime, now called the defendant or accused, must try to provide facts to show something is true, that they did not commit the crime. In other words, prove that they are innocent, not guilty. The jury listened to all the evidence, information about the crime for and against the defendant, and then make their decision.
Thank you very much, Fernanda. Good, very good reading. All right. So is this pretty much like the Chilean system? What do you think? Do you notice any difference? You can type your comments in the chat room if you want. One big difference I noticed is pretty much the jury. That's one thing. And also, what else? The other sections, I think, or the other, in this case, actors of the court, I think they're pretty much the same thing, right? No comments about this? Well, this is pretty much the ideal world, because we know that in actuality, this pretty much doesn't happen. Like it depends on how much money you got in your pocket. What else? Punishment. I'm going to ask, in this case, Valentina Cortez. I don't know if you're there.
Yeah, I'm here. My
There
voice
you
sounds
go.
weird because I got a cold, but whatever.
All right. Punishment, please, Valentina.
All right, punishment. If the defendant is convinced of the crime, the jury decides whether the defendant is guilty. The judge will give the sentence, the punishment. For example, if a person is convicted of murder, the sentence will be many years in prison. The person then becomes a prisoner, and the room they live in is called a cell. For crimes that are not serious, often called minor offenses, example, illegal parking, the punishment is usually a fine. Money you have to pay.
Thank you very much, Valentina. Very nice. Nice reading. All right. So this is pretty much where we, in this case, go a little more in detail, because um, what happens in our country is that many times a big crime is considered a minor offense, and a minor offense is considered like a big crime. And it depends, again, it depends on how much money you got. I always remember the case of, in this case, this politician, which has a son who killed somebody. He was, drunk and driving, and he killed somebody, and he just he started to move, in this case, the threats, so that his son, exactly, his son goes to, in this case, or obtain, a sentence pretty much close to a minor offense, like just a fine, que es una multa. All right. So he pretty much avoided his son to just die in a cell. I am a father. I understand that, but nobody wants his son or daughter to go to jail and just rot in a cell. But I also understand that it doesn't matter if you got a daughter or a son. If that's your son or daughter, that your son or daughter killed a person, killed a human being, right? And so there are a lot of, in this case, things involved in this. It's an ethical and moral dilemma. Absolutely. Justice in this case should send any person. It doesn't matter if you're the son or daughter of anybody. Just go and pay, the price, right? I'm gonna be reading the comment. Marijuana equals 100 years. Oh my gosh, that's so true, man. It's so stupid for me to. For me, it's better to legalize, pretty much like the drugs. Or I'm saying that we could have more control if we legalize, right? We would, in this case, decrease the rate of in this case, of crimes associated to drug cartels and everything. We can pretty much, the state may control the market, or the drug market. It's up to you. It's up to us if we want to, in this case, take drugs or not. It's our responsibility, right? You can regulate that also with education, but anyway, that's my point of view. Asesinato equals 5 y te sale tercer año. Exactly. It's so stupid. It's just like it doesn't make sense, or this country doesn't make sense at all. What else? In Chile, the justice is fair only for those who have money. Absolutely. I mean, if you got a lot of money in your pocket, you can do pretty much whatever you want. You can kill, and then you can kill people, and then you just get, I don't know. It would like you go to jail, right? But if you pay the fine and stuff like that, with good lawyers and stuff like that, just in this case, with luck, you pay the sentence at home, right? Etc. etc. Total injustice, right? Total injustice. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So what I really admired from Anglo-Saxon culture in this case is that it happens pretty much the same, but it's a little harder to, because you got a lot of people against that. You know, you got a jury, you got in this case the press, you know, you got like the people around the case, you know, worried about that. And just, I mean, in the US, for example, when some people just do not obtain, especially when the cops kill, in this case, Afro-American people, what the court does not pretty much make justice, like the real justice in this case. And they don't, for example, send, you know, killer cops to jail. You know, Afro-descendants, they just go and kick the shit out of everything in the streets, you know. And so they know that if they don't, in this case, provide a fair sentence for killer cops, for example, they know that the black people, they're gonna pretty much burn everything down, right? And I understand why. And in our country, I know that there are funas and stuff like that. I think the cancel culture is okay in many instances, but I think that we should do it, something about, you know, rapists or politicians, you know, pretty much laughing at everybody's faces, you know, like we are very, let's say, soft sometimes, you know, civilized regarding injustice. We protest and we march a lot. And that's okay. I think it's necessary. But you know what? I haven't seen something like the social outbreak in 2019, in October 2019. I haven't seen something like that for years. You know, the only thing, the only, you know, dramatic thing that I've seen before regarding injustice in general was the Penguin Revolution, right? And we cannot just expect, you know, high school students to pretty much be the moral compass in our country, como la brújula moral. The adult people, we should be the adult, in this case, the moral compass. We should be, right? But normally what happens is that secondary students are the moral compass in our country. And I think it's a great thing, you know, but adult people, you know, adults should be the ones that, you know, protect, you know, in this case, undergraders, in this case, young people, and protect, you know, the innocent, and protect the weakest, you know. Anyway, you know, this country is upside down, absolutely upside down. That's why we gotta, you know, we're trying to build another country and another constitution, because you know, the system in our country just goes, it's not gonna last for two more years. You know, everything is gonna freaking burn down if we don't do anything about our country, you know, to improve the country and our society. So you got a lot of exercises here. We're not gonna do them right now because we have no time. We got 3 minutes left, and but you can do them like part of your autonomous work. This is pretty much working about working with vocabulary. And regarding, in this case, if you got more comments about this, just let me know. You can type your comments. We could be talking about this for hours. I know, because it's there's a lot of you know, there are a lot of cases, you know, a lot of situations regarding, you know, law and order in our country. I always remember professor, when I was a student at Pedagógico, I was talking about this topic, you know, law and order, with a professor, which is Pablo Corbalán. And he was the head of the English department, and I was a student, fourth year, I guess. And he said, and I will never forget, he told me, I prefer the word harmony in society, not order, because order normally is associated to dictatorships. And I never realized that until that moment, you know, that, I mean, we can talk about law and order, and we understand that order is, you know, a very normal word with a different senses. But he mentioned the political, in this case, connotation in our country, in our context. And but if we talk about harmony in society, you know, it completely changes the perspective, you know. Harmony is more holistic, you know, more universal. So I think it's a very interesting concept to talk about harmony in society. And I think that we can consider, you know, that the power in this case of words, you know, the power of in this case the language, especially when we want to build a new country, you know, a new constitution, a new philosophy, a new society. There's power in the language, you know. And I think that we need to, it's not only becoming picky about the language, it's really finding words that can change the mind, words that can change how we see reality, you know. And it's not only about euphemisms, it's not only about that, it's really changing the mind and the heart of our society, right? So language is important, right? Anyway, that was just like an extra reflection. It's 9:30. Tomorrow we should be then dealing with grammar, you know, passive voice. We don't have time right now, but if you want to make an extra comment, a final regard, just go for it. And if not, just see you tomorrow. Profe, todas las clases empezaron con las 9. But today we started at 9. Porque tenía algunos temas técnicos que estaba viendo que no me podía conectar a las 8:45, pero deberían ser a las 8:45, porque me despierta a las 8. Son a las 8:45. Hoy día me demoré un poco, pero van a ser las clases de 45 minutos, ¿cierto? De 8:45 a 9:30, ¿ya? Y vamos a dejar 2 clases sincrónicas y una clase asincrónica a la semana. Lo más probable es que sean martes asincrónicos y miércoles, jueves son sincrónicos, ¿ya? Eso, pues sí, ponga la alarma póngala a las 8:30. Ok. Eso, any other comment, question, reclamo, chiste? No hay tallas. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day. And see you tomorrow. Fabiana, dígame. Pucha, lo que pasa es que me gustan los 3. Es que igual no voy a decir que Tobey Maguire porque también Tom Holland me gusta y quizá me siento más cercano a Holland y a Maguire, ya, pero igual la otra película también es súper buena. El antiguo es mejor, dice la cara. Por eso no quiero entrar en polémica. A mí me gustaría ver a los tres en el Spider-Verse, pero I don't think that's going to happen. Pero sería lo ideal. All right. Ya, cuídense. Take care and see you in the Spider-Verse. Bye bye.